Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Kali Shakib bin Karol Hizar, and I will be presenting my C2PI project titled Timebound, a virtual reality adventure through time. For the introduction of the project, traditional methods of teaching Malaysian history, particularly the rich narrative of the Malacca Sultanate, often rely on passive textbook learning. This approach can lead to student disengagement and a lack of deep comprehension regarding pivotal events like Parmaspar's founding of the empire and the 1511 Portuguese invasion. As educational technology advances, virtual reality offers an unprecedented opportunity to transform how history is experienced. Timebound leverages this by utilizing immersive VR to provide interactive experiential learning. By stepping directly into reconstructed historical environments, students can actively engage with the past, bridging the gap between static facts and dynamic understanding. Moving on to our problem statements, we have two, the first one being lack of engagement toward history in younger generations. Now, the current generation are struggling to be engaged with the history learning material in classrooms because essentially what they do is they just read chunks and chunks of text, which is uh, not that stimulating, which is why I think this project is so effective because it takes advantage of every single form of media. For example, we have video, audio, text, and not only that, students can, while they learn, they can actually experience these events themselves. They can manipulate what is going on, and they can actually be put in the shoes of these historical figures, which I think is the highest form of engagement that you can achieve. Next, we have lack of alternative history learning applications. Now, there are a bunch of history learning applications out there, but I think they focus too much on cramming as much information as possible, as much educational material as possible, that they forget to make the game actually fun, which is what a game should be. So that was my main goal in creating this game, is finding the balance between those two. While students learn, they can also have fun at the same time. That's how it should be. For the project objectives, first is to design a storyboard of a virtual reality application that showcases the history of Malacca through immersive storytelling gameplay. Second, to develop a virtual reality application that showcases the history of Malacca through immersive storytelling gameplay. And lastly, to evaluate the user experience of the virtual reality application as an alternative learning application for the history of Malacca. Moving on to project scope, we'll start with target audience. Our first target audience is secondary students learning history, especially Form 2 students, as the history of Malacca is touched upon in their syllabus. Next, we have teachers, where they can use this project as an alternative learning application in the classroom. And finally, we have individuals interested in history. Moving on to language, we have English and Malay. Most of the dialogue of the game is presented in English, but a lot of the text, for example, the tutorials, the subtitles, uh, have Malay translations alongside the English text. Next, we have tools used. First, the development of the game is entirely done in Unity, using Hurricane VR for the VR integration. Next, we have Blender. Most of the models were made in Blender, and a few of them were edited using Unity's built-in Pro Builder. And finally, we have Canva, where the UI and some of the mini games were designed. Now, lastly, the platform for this project is fully immersive VR headsets, and the development was done using a MetaQuest 3S. For project significance, first we have enhanced engagement through immersive learning. This project revolutionizes history education for secondary students by utilizing virtual reality to create an interactive immersive experience. Unlike traditional methods, it allows direct interaction with historical events and figures. This emotional connection fosters critical thinking and sparks a profound, newfound interest in exploring the rich cultural and political evolution. Next, we have inclusive and accurate educational tool. Beyond gameplay, the application serves as a valuable, impactful educational tool for both students and teachers. It addresses common flaws in historical media by delivering an accurate, inclusive portrayal of historic Malacca. By highlighting frequently overlooked voices and events, it makes complex historical narratives highly accessible, relatable, and deeply meaningful. For a literature review, we'll cover the birth, height, and fall of Malacca. Now, the history of Malacca is very vast as it spans 500 years, so it's a bit difficult to cover everything in a single game, but I've selected three stages: the birth, height, and fall. Now, for birth, we adventure with Paramaswara himself, the exiled prince from Palembang who finds Malacca. He's inspired by uh, witnessing a mouse deer hunting off his hunting dogs, which leads to the founding of Malacca. Now, next we have height, which focuses on the economical side of Malacca. Strategically positioned on the Straits of Malacca, the city blossomed into Southeast Asia's premier Islamic maritime hub. It bridged east-west trade while expanding its political, economical, and cultural influence through diplomacy. And lastly, we have fall, which is a bit of a tough topic to cover, but we have to because we cannot deny Malacca's history. But even though in 1511 it fell to the Portuguese forces due to internal conflicts and distracted military resources allowed, its identity has not died, and it is still standing today. Before we dive into the gameplay demo, let's take a look at the flowchart. Now, players start at the main menu hub, where they can select level 1, level 2, and level 3. Additionally, there's also a load game feature where they can just jump right back into where they left off at any given time. Next, we have settings, where players can tweak the sound effects of the game as well as the music. And lastly, we have the help button, which pulls up the quest tutorial anytime during gameplay, and players can also choose to go back to the main menu at any given time.
Boy, wake up. Oh man, how did I get here? Look, I don't like this either, but we have to do what we can in order to survive. Um, sorry, what? We've run out of food since leaving Tamasi, and the Majapahit forces are closing in, probably a day behind if we're lucky. Oh my god, you're Paramaswara. Yes, I am. And hunger has made you delirious, old friend. Enough talk. Pick up that bow in front of you. Unless, of course, focus on the target. Hold your breath and release only when the deer stands still. Beginner's luck. Now imagine a herd. Strike swiftly before they scatter. Okay, maybe there is a hunter in you after all. Let's see how you do with moving targets. Good job. You've done well. The bow is no longer a stranger in your hand. I'll search the grove for fruit. If fate is kind, we'll both return with something worthwhile tonight.
This shouldn't be too hard, right? That wasn't so bad. I should go and harvest the meat. Alright, that makes 2. Almost there. Parmaswara sure has a big appetite. I could feed a whole family with this much meat. That is a meal. I wonder how Parmaswara's doing.
Can't run forever, Paramaswara. Gonna get you sooner or later. Keep telling yourself. It just might come true. You're only prolonging the inevitable, Paramaswara. My hunting dogs and a deer. Nowhere to run, Paramaswara. Yeah. Nowhere but down. Here goes nothing.
What was that? I think it came by the waterfall. Parmaswara, are you okay? What happened?
I'll live. It was them again. No matter how far we flee, their shadows follow. I am weary of running. But perhaps the running ends here. This place, there's something about it. Up there I saw a deer chasing and fighting off my hunting dog. The weak striking back at the strong. I think it's an omen. This tree I'm under, what is the name?
I think they call it the Malacca tree.
Then so it shall be. This is where we plant our roots. From this day forth, this land shall be known as Malacca.
Wow. They are not gonna believe me back home.
Hey, wake up. Wake up!
Falling asleep on the wheel again?
Oh, my head is killing me. Who are you again?
Did you hit your head or something? I'm your captain. We haven't met the quota on fish to trade, so get to it.
Perfect. 500 years into the past just to be put to labor.
What was that?
Nothing. Didn't say a thing.
Not so fast. We need to sail to the hot spots first. We'll get nothing out here. Go ahead and grab that wheel.
Me? Drive the ship? Alright. You know, the water's pretty quiet. Is that normal?
At this hour, they're all at the port trading. We would be too if we had fish to sell. Traders from China, Gujarat, Arabia, even the Portuguese sniffing around. Narrow strait, friendly winds, and no safer shortcut. Every ship between the oceans is forced to pass our doorstep.
Oh, so that's why everyone wants this place.
Exactly. Whoever controls Malacca controls trade between East and West. Nice catch. One more, and we should be good to go. All right, that's our quota checked. Let's hit the shores.
I wonder how different it looks like.
Don't be alarmed, kid. This one's headed for the castle. The Sultan ordered fresh fish to be delivered.
For the Sultan? Sure, why not? This is amazing. No history book back home could do this justice. It's so vibrant. I can see people from every corner of the earth. Alright, that should be the palace up ahead.
Ah, finally. I was beginning to think my fish had decided to swim back to the sea. No need to worry. The kitchen is still hot. I don't think I've seen you around before. If so, welcome to the great city of Malacca. From the silks of the Ming dynasty to the spices of the Moluccas, all the world's treasures flow through these gates.
Oh man, smell of sulfur. Where am I?
You, get up. Portuguese fleet has breached our line of fireboats. The next wave of ships could be coming in any minute now.
Portuguese fleet? This is 1511.
Stop wasting time. Climb that wall and man that cannon now.
What happened up here? Where is everybody?
Well, they got out of here a while ago. The hired soldiers ran off the moment they saw Alfonso and his men. Quick, there's no time. Let's do a quick rundown on that cannon.
Okay, just tell me what to do.
Grab both handles and tilt with your hands. Fire, hold both triggers. Try shooting those targets for practice. Alright, I hope you got the hang of it, kid, because here they come. Direct hit. Keep going. Here comes the second fleet. You did it! Nice shooting. They should back off for now. Maka stands for another day thanks to you.
You've done all that you can. It's time to go.
What are you talking about? We won, didn't we?
You may have won the battle here today, but you did not win the war. Do not despair. Your flags may change and empires fall. The soul of Malacca is eternal.